死なないために死ぬほど準備することなんて絵に秘めあらたことでしょう。光栄だけど買いかぶりっすよ。
Hello guys, it's me Simo Orahara, and in this video I will show you some new answers from Kobo that I have collected. Of course some questions are funny, weird, and the same for Kobo's answer, especially a specific answer, and I know some of you have already read it, and I'll talk about it later in this video. Anyway, let us enjoy reading and discussing these questions and answers. But before we see the first question, let me ask you this question. If you had the opportunity to ask Kobo a question related to Urahara Kizuki, what would it be? Personally, I have several questions on my mind about Urahara Kizuki, but I will choose one question and maybe I would say, did Kizuki visit the Royal Palace before the beginning of the final arc? Or for example, where did Urahara Kizuki live before he met Yoriichi? Or for example, what is the real reason for making Urahara the Hogyoku? I think many of you will have the same questions about Kizuki in this context, but one of our heroes who had this opportunity to ask a question about Urahara Kizuki, he asked Kobo this. Yes guys, this person asked Kobo about what is the favorite food of Urahara Kizuki and what kind of food he doesn't like. No, he even elaborated on this question and said, and what was Urahara's favorite food when he was a captain? Of course, Kobo didn't say, damn, what is this question? Don't ask me this question, I want to answer an important one. No, Kobo also replied a detailed answer. He said Kizuki's favorite food is rice, and he added that Yoriichi doesn't have a favorite food at all. So guys, now you know the favorite food of Urahara Kizuki, which is rice. And let's move on to the next question, but this time with a very good question indeed. A question that I think everyone wants to know its answer, because it's one of the biggest Bleach's mysteries. This question is related to the age of the Shinigami. I mean, how did the Shinigami grow up? They live for centuries, perhaps thousands of years. For example, Ichika is only maybe 8 years old and yet she has grown up physically. So how does their age progress and how is it reflected on their bodies? This was the essence of the question. However, Kobo, as usual, did not give an answer on the subject and said that he will probably write about it in a fan book. But when will this fan book be written and in what year it will be released? No one knows. Therefore, the answer to this question will remain on hold. And speaking of that, there are also the age of some Sternreiter. We don't know how they survived for more than 1,000 years, like Haschwald and Busby. They may have something to do with the shadows, but I think this may be explained in the anime. But for the Shinigami, we may get the answer in a fanbook. And we move to the next question, which is also related to Ichika. So this person asked a question based on his own assumption that Ichika is thinking that Yumichika is a girl or a female. And honestly, I don't know, and I can't find a logical reason that may let Ichika think that Yumichika is a female. It is true that he likes to be in a shining appearance, but in general, anyone can know that he is male, even the children can know about that. And that's why Kobo replied that Ichika already knows he is a male. This question I don't think was originally necessary, but it shows that some are trying to imagine some characters of another gender, even though it is clear that they are not that gender, like Giselle. Kobo stated that he is a guy, but some trying to take it seriously and connect it to the real life, which I think totally wrong. In the end, these are just fictional characters. And we move on to the next question. This person, I think he didn't find a question to ask Kobo. Maybe he thought all the questions were asked, otherwise I don't think he would have asked Kobo this question. Who came up with the title of We Do Not Love You? Man, such titles, it is clear that they are from Kobo himself. This is his style of choosing the titles for the manga chapters and also the titles of the novels. But who knows, maybe he didn't know about that. But man, sometimes the answers of Kobo make me laugh. Short ones, only short ones. And move on to the next question. This guy's question was about robots, and can we see a robot design from Kobo? Kobo said he's not interested in this right now, so he's not thinking about doing it. And I think that the concept of robot doesn't fit Bleach's world, as long as the story is merely about souls, and it is enough for us that we saw the cyborg BG9. I want to see how he turned into this shape. Maybe we can get a flashback. And speaking about flashbacks, I hope Kubo has given the studio some backstories about some Sternreiter, like asking Naglovar, maybe Robert, or something like that. And for those who wondering about Toshiro's height, did he grow up or not? One of the fans asked Kobo about Toshiro's height. I didn't understand the answer of Kobo. Did he corrected him, or has Toshiro's tall increased by 1 centimeter? But frankly, I have never thought about Toshiro's height. But 133 centimeter, that's very short. And move on to the next question, and with another one about Ichika. It seems like the fans really like Ichika more than Kazuya, or what? This is the third question I see about her. Anyway, this person said, we saw in the one shot that Ichika calls her father my father, so what is Ichika calling Byakuya then? And speaking about Ichika and Renji, I have read that Ichika calls Renji Otosama, and so she calls Byakuya Oji-sama. Of course, because Byakuya is considered to be Ichika's uncle, so Rukia calls him Onisama and Ichika calls him Oji-sama. And it's also clear that Ichika is more attached to her father Renji than Rukia, I think. For example, this short definition of Ichika made by Kobo himself, and I think in the Jet book, and we can read that her favorite thing is her dad. And this is clear even from how she calls him, Otosama. Also, even in the manga, she went directly to the real world when her father is. And we move on to the last question. The big question, and Kobo's answer that I considered very wonderful. This fan asked Kobo about the secondary works that are about Bleach. And I think he means doujinshi and fanfictions in general. So what is Kobo's opinion on this topic? Frankly, Kobo's answer was surprising for me, and I liked the first part of it. The first part of his answer. He said that as long as the fans enjoy it, let them do it. And if I understand the subject very well, I think that there are few who give their fans this freedom to create secondary stories for the main story. And of course, whatever its genre, whether normal or for adults, whatever. The important thing is that this shows that Kobo cares about his fans as long as they love Bleach, and they want to show their love for the story by creating fanfiction about the world of Bleach. So guys, these were some questions of today. Some of them are funny, some of them may have give us clues about upcoming works, like Kobo's talk about the possibility of making a fan book in which he provides us more information about the age of the Shinigami and how they grow up. So guys, give me your opinion and see you in my next video.